Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since I've done a movie review, but I just finished watching John Wick, and I think it deserves a good review. As you can see, it's No Shave November, and I'm growing an ugly beard. Trying to, at least. But anyway, Keanu Reeves is awesome. He's always awesome. I love him. He's one of my favorite actors. Almost anything he's in is some of my favorite movies. But, since I watched the first trailer for John Wick, I really wanted to watch this movie. Not because I'm an awesome fan of Keanu Reeves, but the movie seems simple and awesome. And come here, Odin. Say hi to everybody. Hello. But, so if you don't know what John Wick is, it's a story about a hitman who is legendary. You know, his name rings in people's ears and everyone quivers and is like, oh my god. He retires after his wife dies. And, well, before or after. It doesn't really matter. But he retires. He doesn't want anything to do with the mob, mafia, Russian family deal thing. He doesn't want to do that anymore. All of a sudden, as he's living his life, he gets crossed by the son of a Russian mob family that he used to do business with. And the son beats him up, ambushes him in the middle of the dark, takes his vehicle, and kills his dog. And the dog's really important to the story. And then pretty much John Wick goes on a never-ending vengeance until he destroys the entire family. What made me like this movie so much? It sounds cliche. There's a lot of hitman assassin movies. There's a lot of action films that follow the same patterns. But the reason why I like John Wick is because you see him get tired. You see him get injured. He makes mistakes. He's not this superhuman, never runs out of bullets, never does everything, jumps always the right distance to do the heroic stunt. He always gets away. It's really neat. He does these unrealistic things that seem like it would be impossible, like how quickly he shoots people and how all these martial arts stunts, which he did 90% of the stunts in the movie. But I love the fact that he doesn't always have the upper hand, which helps with the, I wouldn't say believability of the movie, but it keeps it entertaining. I also like the pacing of the film. It doesn't seem like it's rushed. Everything happens within a few days of the beginning of the movie, which really helps the viewer. You know, movies that take years and years and they compress it down into an hour and 40 minutes or however long, you know, most movies are. But Keanu Reeves, his acting is kind of the same whatever he does. I wouldn't say he's an amazing actor, but what he does really well. And that's why I like Keanu Reeves. He's one of those silent, badass characters. And playing this legendary, fairy tale, boogeyman style assassin, he does that really well. He does cold, calculated, silent type really well. But no, the cinematography of this movie and the lighting and the use of color, I mean, it reminds me of Nicholas Refn's, what was that movie? With Ryan Gosling and, oh man, shit. The God Devil movie, whatever. Fuck it, I'm being really stupid right now because I can't remember a reference. Yeah, I can't remember. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that movie. It's a lot of neon lights, a lot of darkness. A lot of the movie takes place in really dark, lighted scenarios, which a lot of directors would shy away from that because it takes takes a lot out. You know, most movies are really bright. They have a lot of color. They're put in places that can show detail of the face because you pay a lot of money for these actors. You want to make sure that they get shown on their right sides or whatever. But this movie doesn't have a lot of A-list actors, which is a good thing. Willem Dafoe plays a supporting actor. Awesome. I love big-name people playing supporting actors. It's like Brad Pitt in Snatch. Works really well. Keanu Reeves obviously tops the list. Then you have Michael Nyqvist, who is becoming kind of a cliched bad guy, which is horrible. He was in the original The Girl with the Dragon Tattoos with Noomi Rapace, and he's a very good actor. But a lot of the American roles that he's taking is a bad guy, which I don't like. I mean, he plays a good guy very well, but it just seems like most foreign actors play bad guys in our movies. Anyway, there's a few other people in the film, like the dude from the car insurance commercials. He's like, I'm nature, and I'm ruining your vehicle. He's funny. And you got John Leguizamo, who is a very small part. I wish they could have expanded his role a little bit, just to be in like an ambiance character to try and set up the legend of John Wick, which they don't do, and I like. I mean, a lot of movies cookie cut things to where they feed you every single thing you have to know. They have to show every single thing a character does. They have to expand his biography and his backstory, and I hate that shit. I hate it. It makes me feel like the companies who fund, I wouldn't say companies, the people who fund the movies are to blame. It's not always the director or the producer, the screenwriter. It's not always their fault. It's the people who fund the movie that want their money back. The movie has to make sense. So they dumb down the plot. They make sure that everything in the dialogue explains everything. Because if someone's confused, as American audiences tend to do, they don't like the movie. Inception's a really, really good example. I mean, a lot of people like the movie, but I think most people like the movie because it was reviewed so highly by people who understood it. And then you have these big-name actors that are in it, and it was so popular, most people just jumped on the bandwagon without even really watching the movie over and over again and admiring it for what it really was, which was a piece of cinematic art, instead of... You know what I'm getting at. I could talk about that for a while. But anyway, The Legend of John Wick, it's very ominous. They don't have to explain. The way they say his name, the way they make him so he impacts the screen, you know, it's really neat. You know, less is more sometimes. If you're worried about ratings, this movie doesn't have a lot of cussing, which is good. There's a lot of death, a lot of awesome death scenes. I mean, the kill-to-death ratio on this movie is pretty high, because, you know, Keanu Reeves doesn't die. Spoiler. But, man, there are some really good choreography in this movie. I would love to see Keanu Reeves do more martial art films. I mean, Man of Tai Chi was fucking awesome. That is a movie that is awesome. And this one, there's not a lot of intense, close... Well, I wouldn't say close. I mean, I hate American movie martial arts with Asian movie martial arts. They're very different. But this one's very entertaining. There's a lot of gunfighting, but there's also some hand-to-hand stuff, which is really intimate, close-quarter stuff. And, but no, the pistol scenes of just how quickly he shoots people. And it's really neat, too, because Keanu Reeves does this technique with how he shoots a gun, which is very special ops-y. I don't want to go into it, but most people who will see him hold the gun sideways, they'll understand what he's doing, watching how he reloads, and just how quickly he shoots people. It makes the movie more enjoyable. I'm not saying that killing makes an action movie better, but when you do it well, when you can cleanly edit an action scene that doesn't leave you dizzy, you don't have to do all of these quick cut shots, and you have people working on the movie that know what they're doing, they make it believable, it's fluid, it makes it so much better. And it's just satisfying. It's satisfying to see the badass of the movie, your protagonist, completely lay out like 25 guys. It's just awesome. I'm not an advocate of violence, but I like violent movies. It's movies. If you want a rating to the movie, I am a little biased. I like a lot of the actors that are in this film, and I would give it a strong... I don't want to say it's a perfect movie, because there's some things that, in my opinion, it could improve on. And I don't want to go into a lot of the different ways it kind of could have been better, a little bit more streamlined, but it was really, really well done. A very, very strong 4 out of 5 rating. Definitely go watch it. And support Keanu Reeves. He's got 6 movies in development right now. He's coming back. This was his tour de force vehicle to come back as this badass guy. And I really, 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 really hope that he gets the love. A lot of people make fun of Keanu Reeves, but the dude's a badass. On screen and off. He's really admirable, and he's a badass. So, John Wick, 4 out of 5, really good movie, and thanks for listening.